Shannon's fake. You're going to want to keep your eyes downfield in this game today because the wide receivers and the secondary, they are going to be so much fun to watch. You got Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and of course the stingy defensive backs. For the Lions, last time these two teams played, they held Justin Jefferson to a career-low 14 yards. A lot of that had to do with Jeff Okudah. Now the Vikings, they're going to be out without their veteran, their captain Harrison Smith. He is out with a neck injury, so there's going to be a lot of guys they're going to have to make up for what Smith brings to this team there, Kenny.
All right, thanks, Shannon. Key inactives on the Vikings side. There's head coach Kevin O'Connell. Best record through 12 games by a first-year head coach in the entire league since Jim Harbaugh with the 2011 San Francisco 49ers. Dan Campbell's Lions started the season 1-6. They've won 4 of their last 5 games. Still have playoff aspirations. Last 4 meetings between these clubs decided by a total of 10 points. Vikings won the toss. They defer. Justin Jackson is deep for the Lions. Greg Joseph gets things started. We are underway from Ford Field. This is Jackson from the goal line. Jackson out across the 20. So Jared Goff leads the Detroit offense out to the field.
That's right, Kenny. The recognition is there. As you see, the defense is trying to fool him with the disguise and the coverage. You recognize it, gets the ball out very quickly to Amon-Ra St. Brown, and then the next is the accuracy. Watch where he places his football. If you want to talk about coaching, there is no coaching for this accuracy. He is one of the best pure passers in the NFL, and it is really showing up for this Lions offense.
He said this week, I'm playing the best football of my career. And he once led the Rams to a Super Bowl appearance. Here's Jamal Williams. Gains a yard on first down. Eric Kendricks made the tackle. The Lions without their right guard, Evan Brown.
But they still have a really, really good offensive line. And talk about the receivers, Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's one of the best in the game. He doesn't get as much attention as Justin Jefferson and some of the other receivers, but he is the go-to guy for Jared Goff. Really good at separating at the top of his routes to get open.
2nd down and 9 off the fake to Williams. Pass incomplete. So the Lions facing a 3rd down and 9. They scored on their first 8 possessions last week against Jacksonville.
This 3rd down is going to be big. You see the defensive lineup for the Minnesota Vikings. The tone setter, Zadarius Smith, comes over from Green Bay. He has been extra violent, very physical, and I love watching how he sets the tone for this. There's Zadarius standing up. They're going to run some sort of D-line game.
3rd down and 9. Goff stands in the pocket. Pass gets batted back. So the Lions on their opening possession go 3 and out.
And as I mentioned, they had that little D-line game going. Dalvin Tomlinson, he's the one that's going to get the pressure at the end. And you'll see Zadarius Smith, he's going to wrap around. Everyone, all eyes on him, takes that wide angle, but it opens it up for Danielle Hunter and Dalvin Tomlinson to get in there. That's going to be a point of emphasis for the offensive line for the Lions, because if they can't block and protect, Goff is not going to have a good game.
Pass hit the helmet of his own man, the left guard, Jonah Jackson. So here's Jack Fox, who did not punt at all in last week's game. Jalen Reagor backpedals all the way to the 12-yard line. Reagor across the 20, down at the 22. What a kick. 65 yards. Long by Fox as Kirk Cousins and the Vikings offense take the field for the first time. They've had great success. 7 opening drive touchdowns. How about Cousins here in Detroit? 5 games, 13 TDs, no picks.
I mean, this is his second home, right? Gets no better than that. 13 TDs, 0 interceptions, a lot of success. Now, this is a better Lions defense he's going up against than he faced earlier in the season. I like that the Lions communicate better. Kirk is going to have to be very accurate with his throws today.
Vikings start from the 21. Dalvin Cook up the middle. Cook gaining 3 out to the 24-yard line on first down. The Vikings without 2 starters. Christian Darrisaw, their left tackle, and the center, Garrett Bradbury.
Yeah, and Austin Schloman, he's going to have to pick up the slack, but Dalvin Cook, the guy they just handed the ball off to, he is the reason that the Vikings offense can do what they do with Justin Jefferson. If they get him going in the run game, force those safeties up, it's going to be a long day for that Lions defense.
2nd down and 7. Cousins throws. It's caught for a first down by T.J. Hockenson, who hears some boos from the crowd. Started the season with the Lions, went to the Pro Bowl representing Detroit a couple of seasons back.
And you're going to see some of the pressure that's going to come from Kirk Cousins' right side. Aiden Hutchinson is there. Mike Hughes is in place of Will Harris, who is actually a surprise inactive. And now Mike Hughes picking up the slack.
Hockenson again, he gained 13 on his first catch. And now 6 more yards for the ex-Lions. 2nd down and Fulgenson, the rookie out of Michigan, with 6 sacks, leads all NFL rookies in that department.
Yeah, much improved Aiden Hutchinson. I love that he's been able now to go up in a 2-point stance. Defensive coordinator Aaron Glenn talked about it. Because of that, he's able to see the game better. He's able to get off the ball. He's been playing very good football for the Lions.
2nd down and 4, the toss to Cook. The fullback C.J. Ham was leading the way, and it's Hutchinson who comes up to make the tackle for a loss of 2 yards on the play.
Yep, and right on cue. Watch what Hutchinson does. In this 2-point stance, he's able to go up and under on the offensive tackle, and when you do that, now he's taking over the gap, right? There's no one to block him. Dalvin Cook has no chance. Aiden Hutchinson looking just like his Michigan days, and that's why he was a number 2 pick, because he's so disruptive getting in the backfield.
We spoke to Aaron Glenn, defensive coordinator. He said Hutchinson has been standing up a lot more, helps his vision, and he said he's been a lot better against the run.
And it's really helped. Now, 3rd and long, expecting pass, you can get after Kirk Cousins.
3rd down and 6. Cousins gets rid of it. Hockenson, the intended receiver, but Chris Board was right there defending, and now the Vikings will punt it away.
This is a nice job. Aaron Glenn has also started to insert some young guys. Chris Board, he doesn't get a lot of action. Great special teams player, and you see the way that he plays that off coverage on T.J. Hockenson, is able to come down, and he strikes at the football first. Go get that football before making a tackle. Has a nice pass breakup for a 4th down.
Board's first season with the Lions led the Ravens in special teams tackles a season ago. So Ryan Wright, a rookie out of Tulane, punting from his 30-yard line. There is a flag. Fair catch signal from Khalif Raymond, but we will check with the referee, Ron Torbert. Jared Goff awaiting the call. Kevin O'Connell makes his decision.
Offside. Defense number 49 lined up in the neutral zone. Penalty is 5 yards from the previous spot. Repeat, 4th down.
So a re-kick following the offside penalty.
No, on the contrary, Kenny. I see the offense coming out for the Minnesota Vikings, the 4th down.
So Cousins and the offense back on the field.
This makes it 4th and 1. Kind of a long one.
What do you think of this decision?
I think it's a good opportunity to try and draw them off sides. If you're going to do it, though.
The handoff to Cook. It will depend on the spot as the officials come in. Jeff Okudah came up to make the tackle. The Lions offense heading out on the field. Big play by the Lions defense on 4th down.
Malcolm Rodriguez just puts on a clinic on how you're supposed to attack an offensive lineman on Ed Ingram, and then Jeff Okudah fills the rest. I love seeing linebacker play where he's physical at the point of attack and gets the 4th down stop.
So the Lions get the ball back in Vikings territory. Here's Williams pushing the pile all the way down to the 41-yard line. Gain of 5 on 1st down after the big stop by the Lions defensive unit.
And it was huge for the morale. When you look at what the Vikings have done offensively on their opening drives, 7 touchdowns, most in the NFL, and the Lions only allowing 1, right? So the Lions win that battle. They're going to have to win a couple more as this game keeps going to make sure that, look, we know it's a close game. Everything else has to fall in line for them to figure out how to win it at the end.
Second down and 5, off the fake to Jamal Williams. Goff going deep, wide open, touchdown on his first NFL reception. The rookie out of Alabama, Jameson Williams.
Now, Kenny, how big is that loss of Harrison Smith not playing today? This is how big it is. Jameson Williams, he runs right by Cameron Bynum. He gets confused on coverage. No one drops back with him, runs a nice post route. Jared Goff finding the open man for the touchdown.
He suffered the torn ACL in last year's national championship game. Played in his first regular season game with the Lions last week. Now his first catch and his first TD, 41 yards.
The joy and the excitement. Jameson Williams finding his dad for the first one. I already know they're going to frame that one. It's going into his caveman. That's awesome. And here's the thing about Cameron Bynum. You can run the play. When Cameron Bynum is going back, remember, there's only 6 guys in coverage. You lose the zone, and all of a sudden, his vision is over here instead of having the vision behind him when you see Jameson Williams coming right behind him, and they both miscommunicate. Him and Patrick Peterson gets his touchdown in the NFL, comes back from the ACL. Look how happy he is. Man, it gets no better than that. That feeling of all the work he had to put in to get back to that moment right there, I'm so happy for him.
Now Cousins on first down, pass caught for a first down. It's a gain of 12 for Justin Jefferson. We've been held to a career-low 14 yards in the first matchup back in week 3.
And it was really Aaron Glenn, defensive coordinator, did a phenomenal job of completely revamping the defense in that game. He had a really good mix of having Jeff Okudah follow Justin Jefferson. With that, he had help over the top. Now, Jeff Okudah is a good corner in his own right, really good makeup speed, so it was really hard for Kevin O'Connell and Kirk Cousins to figure out where do they go with the football. Still ended up winning the game, but I want to see the chess match today.
Play clock winding down. First and 10, 37-yard line. It's Cook. Dalvin Cook gains 5 out to the 42. In a strange way, the Lions can thank Chris Board, who was called for the penalty on special teams.
Right.
O'Connell decides to go for it on 4th down. Lions defense. Okudah makes the tackle, and then 2 plays later, 41 yards from Goff to Jameson Williams.
It's funny how it works out, right? You just never know how this game's going to go. If you're sitting at home hearing Kirk Cousins say reload, reload, they are trying to figure out the look that they can get to force one-on-one coverage for Justin Jefferson.
Jefferson comes in motion, second down and 5, and Cook hit for a loss. Mike Hughes comes through to make the play.
Now this is a nice job. You talk about getting penetration. You're watching Alex Anzalone over here. He's one of the linebackers going to get downhill, and as soon as he gets downhill, which means getting to the line of scrimmage as fast as possible, him and Mike Hughes shut that down for Dalvin Cook.
3rd down and 7. Vikings must get to the 48-yard line. Pressure on Cousins, hangs on to the football, and now he's taken down. There is a flag. Penalty marker near midfield.
Holding. Defense number 31. 5-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Vikings wanted a face mask call on Jared Davis.
They're 100% right. They missed that call. The officials. Davis gets in there. He goes unblocked.
Instead of hold on Kirby Joseph.
Yep. And that's the speed package that to move around, all of a sudden create that havoc. They get into the backfield. Kirby Joseph, with the penalty, he's going to have to hold up and give him a little more time to get to the backfield and get the sack.
New set of downs from the 46-yard line. It's Cook across midfield to the Lions 49, a gain of 5 for Dalvin Cook. Second down and 5.
As Dalvin Cook, fifth in rushes, fifth in rush yards, 12th in TDs. He's been Mr. Everything for them, and I know that they like to use Alexander Madison as well to spell him, and he's pretty good as well, but Dalvin Cook is what makes this go. His speed, his explosion, his vision is how great he is.
He's 64 yards shy of 1,000. Now it's Cook out of the backfield, first down and more, as we head to Los Angeles for a game break. Carissa.
Eagles leading this one 7-0. Kenny?
Thanks, Carissa. Eagles at 11-1. One more win than Kevin O'Connell's Vikings, who come into play today at 10-2.
Yeah, they're fighting for positioning. What's been really interesting, Jeff Okudah was sick all week long, so you notice that they're spelling him right now. He's not in the game.
Pass caught by Jefferson down the sideline. Justin Jefferson has another Vikings first down on his second reception, a gain of 14.
Yeah, now this is tough. You have Jerry Jacobs. He's going in and out. Him, Mike Hughes, Jeff Okudah, they're going in and out right now, and that is what's causing the confusion in communication. These past 5 weeks, the communication defensively has been great. Now that you're subbing Jeff Okudah in and out of the game, it's a little bit tougher. You'll see Jerry Jacobs is actually the one guarding at the top. Justin Jefferson, because Okudah's on the sideline.
From the 22-yard line, Cousins throws, caught by C.J. Ham, Vikings fullback. His 4th catch of the season.
And you
Ball
see,
spotted just shy of a first down.
see what the Vikings offense has done. Kevin O'Connell, really good job as Jeff Okudah gets back in the game of now working the perimeter and the outside. They tried to hammer it home down the middle of Dalvin Cook. Nothing doing there. Everything has now been outside these misdirection plays as they're starting to get some rhythm.
Second down and 1, it's Cook. And he weaves his way to the 11-yard line for a Vikings first down. Minnesota looking to answer following the 41-yard.
Yeah, and going back to Jeff Okudah, who's now in the lineup. Why is this so important for the Lions? It's because it's predicated on Okudah, the best corner, being able to go and match up with Justin Jefferson. If you cannot do that, you have to be a little more vanilla. If you're a little more vanilla, it's going to allow Justin Jefferson to have a great day against you.
3 receivers, 10th play of the drive. Inside the 10, KJ Osborne takes a late hit from Okudah. 2 flags.
Now he's got to let up there. Clearly out of bounds.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Defense, number 1. Half the distance to the goal from the end of the play. Automatic first down.
Look at it. The Lions read it beautifully. Alexander Loney tracks them all the way. There was just no need for Okudah to do that. Clearly out of bounds. And at first I was going to say, it might be a flop by KJ Osborne. No, that was legitimate. Okudah, that was a really crucial penalty. It gives them the first down, a new set of downs down here in the red zone.
Half the distance, so they gain 3.5 yards on the penalty.
Yeah, it's more that they go right back to first down.
Right. First and goal from the 3.5. Cousins fakes the handoff to Cook. And then he throws, corner of the end zone. Adam Thielen looking for a flag, and now
flag.
it comes.
So you got good on good. Okudah has a little yank.
Pass interference. Defense number 1. That foul occurred in the end zone. Ball will be placed at the 1-yard line. Automatic first down.
Second consecutive penalty committed by Okudah. It will be first and goal from the Detroit 1.
Now, I can see from that official's angle, you're looking from the backside of that play. I can see why they called it. We're looking at it from the side angle. It didn't look like much, but from the back angle, it looks like Okudah runs right into him and didn't allow Thielen to try to get back to adjust for the football.
Two tight ends and a fullback. On the toss, here's Dalvin Cook into the end zone for a Vikings touchdown.
What a response by the Vikings offense, and look at this move. Dalvin Cook on Deshaun Elliott, no chance. Oh my goodness.
Stopped on a dime and made the move.
Oh, you can't coach that, Kenny. That is just pure athletic ability. Dalvin Cook just embarrassing him on the goal line.
It's 7.
Skittles.
5 yards. Dalvin Cook made the move on Deshaun Elliott.
And there's Dan Campbell. He's shaking his head because there was penalties, miscommunication, breakdowns defensively. All the things that they were doing when they were 1-6 as a bad defense crept up on them that series.
3 penalties on that drive, 2 committed by Okudah. All 3 gave the Vikings a first down. Lions will start at their 25. There's still time to enter your 6 predictions for a chance at $100,000 of Terry's money on Fox Super 6. Get your phone out, download the free Super 6 app, enter your 6 picks in the NFL Sunday Challenge for a chance to win big. 7-7 here in Detroit. Empty backfield for the Lions. DeAndre Swift split out to the right. Goff on first down. Amon-Ra St. Brown leading the Lions. That's his 77th reception this season. Gain of 6. Goff, his numbers over the last 5.
Yeah, and Kenny, you see they're picking up the tempo. 4-1, 99.8 rating.
On second down, it's Swift. There is a flag.
Yeah, that's going to be a holding on Jonah Jackson.
Holding. Offense number 73. 10-yard penalty. Repeat second down.
Yeah. Pretty obvious. Jonah Jackson, he's going to be engaged. And they're usually really good at these one-on-one blocks. That time, Kyrie's Tonga trying to shed that block and gets a handful of that jersey for an easy call.
5 Lions penalties here in the first quarter.
Yeah, they have to calm down. You have one team, 10-2. They've been there, done that in these big games. Lions is the first time playing a meaningful game in December in a while.
Second down and 14. It's Swift. DeAndre Swift. Not much. Gains a yard. Josh Metellus starting for Harrison Smith today. Makes the tackle, so a 3rd and 13 coming up for the Lions. Since week 9, Dan Campbell's club 4-1. Vikings 4-4 their last 5.
Yeah,
to take it back even further, it's 9 of the last 10 for Minnesota.
Right, and we always talked about when I played, getting in position to get in position. Both the Lions and Vikings did that. Now they're in position for these meaningful games in December.
Vikings can clinch the division with a win today as Goff takes off. Not enough. Down at the 30, but a flag. Chad was down.
The beautiful part about Goff, he has wasted no time. These last 5 weeks, he's not going to sit in there, give up the sacks. They're 3rd best in the NFL in sacks allowed. That's why Goff knows when to take off. Here's a slide, and well, that was a big hit, Chandon Sullivan. The crowd is seeing it now on the Jumbotrons.
Officials have gotten together.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense, number 39. 15-yard penalty from the end of the play. Automatic first down.
What do you think on that one?
It was a late slide by Jared Goff, but the slide nonetheless, and you have to figure out if you're Chandon Sullivan, as soon as you start going, don't go for contact. You notice the slide, try to go over him so that if you do make contact, it looks like it's unintentional.
How hard is that to do at the last second?
Extremely difficult. What I'm saying is very, very difficult to try and execute. But you're almost in a lose-lose situation at that point.
That was the first carry today for Justin Jackson. Dalvin Tomlinson made the tackle. That was the first Vikings penalty. We mentioned the 5 committed by the Lions earlier. 7-7 game, 2 minutes remaining first quarter. Kenny Albert, Jonathan Vilma, Shannon Spate in Detroit. Second down and 9. Goff over the middle, and that could not be handled by DeAndre Swift.
DeAndre Swift. See if he took his eyes off the football.
Right through his hands.
Yeah, just right through his hands. And I'd say the way that he opened his hands up, it was a little lazy. Jared Goff really wished that he had that one. Now you can see that they want to utilize him in the passing game. Gave him the screen, get him out there.
This is DJ Chark. And Chark to the 45, close to the marker.
DJ Chark, they recognize no one's out there. The Vikings are trying to run and scramble. They get the first down, and it was so fun to watch Jared Goff last week because they did the exact same thing. We actually showed a highlight of it where if you don't match up quickly, he recognizes it so fast. Once he sees it, the wide receivers are on the same page. He throws it out there and gets a first down.
3 receivers set up to the right side from the 45-yard line of the Vikings. Goff looks to spin away and then gets rid of it as he was taken down by Zadarius Smith.
And there's something that Zadarius Smith, these guys, they have a nice game working. Him and Harrison Phillips does a good. Now, usually you see Zadarius coming from the outside. All of a sudden, it's catching them by surprise, seeing Zadarius go underneath and now getting that pressure on Jared Goff.
Smith with 9.5 sacks. Top 10 in the league this season. Looking to win his 5th consecutive division title. 1 with the Ravens, 3 with the Packers.
Right.
Goff over the middle to the 41-yard line. It's Shane Zylstra. Time winding down in this first quarter. Zylstra, the former Viking, his 3rd catch on the season.
And now the Vikings bring their speed package in. Daniil Hunter, Patrick Jones, DJ Wanham. These guys are all very, very good pass rushers. You'll see them all lined up at the front, and they're going to get after Jared Goff.
3rd down and 6. They hand it off.
Oh, that means they're going for it on 4th down.
Justin Jackson. Remember, in the first meeting, they went for it 6 times on 4th down.
Yeah, there is no hesitation. I believe Dan Campbell already knew it. He had Ben Johnson call that run play, get it to 4th and manageable. And this divisional matchup's been great, Kenny. Start to this game, it's been back and forth, been physical. Love the touchdowns, love the plays. Second quarter coming up.
Changing touchdowns.
And this has been a nice back and forth battle. The biggest difference has been the Lions have to control those self-induced penalties, but this is a huge 4th down, Kenny. Love that Dan Campbell's being aggressive.
As we've seen from him all season long, Goff on 4th and 4. Pass incomplete, so the Vikings will take over on downs.
And you see what a little pressure does to Jared Goff. They start squeezing the pocket. All of a sudden, this throw is behind. Uncharacteristic of Jared Goff. And as I said, previous 5 games, that's right on target to DJ Chark for a first down. That time, a little bit behind him. The read and the throw was late.
So both teams unable to convert the 4th down. And now the Vikings will start in excellent field position from their 39-yard line. Lions have done a good job on Cook, only 12 yards on 8 carries. Here's Cook on 1st down. He scored the touchdown from 1 yard out, and we saw the move he put on Elliott, Jonathan, and he's talked to us in the past about coming from a real speedy family. His mom was a track star. They had a small backyard, so he had to practice those moves in small areas while growing up.
Man, I tell you what, it has paid dividends for him because every time I watch him, he reminds me of, and he has the patience, the toughness, the vision. Man, everything about him screams phenomenal, top-tier running back, the way he plays the game.
2nd down and 7. Cousins fires, complete. Osborne for a first down as we check in with Shannon.
Yeah, Kenny, that was his grandmother's backyard that he used to play that football in. Super space, used to have to make those tight moves. I'll tell you, I saw Dalvin Cook before the game started, and you could tell that this day felt different to him. He was looking around. He had a huge smile on his face. I said, have a great day. He goes, oh, yeah, it's going to be a good one.
He's had a lot of good ones throughout his career.
I was gonna say, so far, so good for him. Got the touchdown. They're really emphasizing him in the running game right now. I noticed that they're starting to stretch this Lions defense instead of just going up the gut.
Fake to Cook. Cousins sets. Fires field looking for Thielen.
Ooh.
And that was broken up at the last instant. Jerry Jacobs defending.
Nice job, Jerry Jacobs. What I love is that he's playing it just like a wide receiver. And look at the way he times it. Goes up the same time Thielen goes up. Does not panic. That's textbook right there. You can put that on a tape and show the rest of the NFL how to play a deep ball as a corner and not interfere with the wide receiver.
Movement prior to the snap.
False start. Offense number 65. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
That's on the center, Austin Schultman.
Yeah, Austin Schultman filling in for Garrett Bradbury. And you see the big difference for the Minnesota Vikings offense. They want to get these big plays going again. It's been a lot of dink and dunks, second in the NFL last year, 28th this year. When they take their shots, you'll see sometimes defense makes a really good play, but you have to be intentional if you're Kevin O'Connell of getting Kirk Cousins to force the ball down the field.
Sometimes numbers can be deceiving. They finished 8-9 last year with all those big plays.
That is true.
This year, 10-2.
I would take 10-2 all day. Fighting for a division win and a playoff seeding all day.
So would Kevin O'Connell, so would Kirk Cousins. Pass caught. Jefferson to the Lions' 48-yard line. It will be 3rd down and 9 for Minnesota.
I really like this package that Aaron Glenn gets into. Brings in some of those faster defensive linemen.
3rd down and 9. Cousins fires to the outside. It is
T.J. Hawkinson. You never saw that from him, dropping a catch. You see he was already trying to get his feet down. He was going to drag his feet. I think he was more worried about dragging his feet, staying in bounds, than securing the catch. But they traded for him for that reason. They wanted somebody at the tight end position that could consistently beat a safety or a linebacker, knowing that Justin Jefferson is going to get double a lot. That was a perfect play. The execution just wasn't there from TJ.
A rare in-season trade between division rivals. It's his 6th game with the Vikings, played in 7 with the Lions this year. Fair catch called for by Khalif Raymond. So Goff and the Lions get the ball back. Their former teammate Ben Johnson has received rave reviews as the Lions offensive coordinator. A look at their points per game over the first 3 quarters of the season. They've scored at least 36 times more than any other NFL team.
And it's been, I shouldn't say all Ben Johnson, but mostly Ben Johnson, because he's come in. He used to be the tight ends coach for the Lions. Dan Campbell knew about him from their Dolphins days, and he just had an eye for talent at that coaching position. Ben Johnson has done wonders for Jared Goff in this offense.
They start from the 13. Here's Jamal Williams gaining 7 out to the 20. 2nd and 3 upcoming.
And this is what I love about Ben Johnson's offense. You now bring in the old school running game. You're running counters and powers, pulling the offensive linemen and tight ends, and then you can mix it up with your shifts and motions. Jamal Williams, he is at his best at the dot back. That means right behind the quarterback when the quarterback's under center, and he reads and explodes through the hole every time.
Goff swings it out to the 27-yard line. Josh Reynolds picks up a Lions 1st down.
This is a chess match. You know, the game within the game. All of a sudden, you keep pounding the football. Old school runs, as I said, by Ben Johnson. Now it brings that defense in a little bit. All of a sudden, throw it right out there for an easy completion and a 1st down. Ed Donatel, defensive coordinator, he's going to have to figure out how to match up or time up when he wants to be aggressive or when he wants to play coverage versus offense.
From the 27-yard line, off the play fake, Goff near side, complete. Another first down, and it's Reynolds, his second catch. Gain of 15.
And boy, Josh Reynolds, he's been absolutely phenomenal for this offense. And I love it's a very smooth, easy route. Patrick Peterson, if you're going to play off man, that's fine. I don't have to press the tempo against you. I know that as soon as I break and come back, it's going to be open for me.
Jared Goff with 7 completions to 6 different receivers.
Spreading the well. They all deserve it. They've been
on first down. Catch made out at the 48-yard line. It's Reynolds again, so he's been Goff's favorite target on this possession. It's his 3rd catch.
And you notice, Kenny, it's always something different every week with Ben Johnson's offense. Sometimes you pack it in and run the football, and other times you do exactly what they're doing now, mix it with the shotgun and go.
DeAndre Swift stopped just short of the first down.
Williams coming back in the game for this 3rd and short, and Ed Donatelli's going to bring in some beef. He has 5 defensive linemen in there. Oh, now, look at this. You got
St. Brown, another first down for the Lions. What were you looking at for the play?
I was looking at Amon-Ra St. Brown. I just didn't know what he was going to do with them. So I'm looking and saying, man, what's going to happen? But watch this blocking as he gets out there for Amon-Ra St. Brown. This is basically a fly sweep with the running back and Amon-Ra being that running back. And I love the blocking as they get out there. Jonah Jackson blocking out there as well. And that's what you mean when you say this offensive line, the players, they're all working together, playing together. You don't see too many linemen pull out there the way that Jonah did.
Jamison Williams back on the field. He has the Lions touchdown. Low snap. Goff rolling right, pump fake, and then he throws it away. And we will head to Los Angeles for another game break. Carissa.
Thanks, Kenny. So the Cowboys trailing 10-7. Dak Prescott, who leads the league in touchdown passes since week 10, gets another one. Tony Pollard holds this one in for 10 yards. 14-10. Cowboys rolling. Kenny?
Thanks, Chris. And what a battle in the NFC East. We were there for the tie game last week between the Giants and the Commanders.
And what a battle that was. They went back and forth, and Taylor Heineke showing why he's the starter, rallied them to get the tie. I know it's unsatisfying for the players, but it may work out better for them on that tie when the tiebreakers come.
Those teams meet again next week on Sunday night as Jordan Hicks busts through to make the tackle of Jamal Williams. Shannon, you spent some time with Jamal the other day.
I did, and if you want to get to know him, you have to get to know both sides of him, right? He calls himself an introvert. However, Kenny's out here throwing footballs with the fans, dancing along the sidelines. His teammates and coaches, they call him a goofball. They call him crazy. You could see right now a little bit of a goofball pregame. But he's also emotional. He's dependable. He is all of those things. But both of those guys, both sides, running into the record books here with the Lions.
3rd down and 12. Thanks, Shannon. Catch was made by, I believe, Raymond.
Important thing, and when I heard that and when Dan Campbell told us that he's dependable, I said, man, that's the most important, right? He said, of course, availability is the one thing that a coach values more than anything else, and the fact that you know exactly what you're going to get from Jamal Williams every time, that's why he's been starting and playing so well for the Lions.
Great interview, terrific feature by Shannon on the pregame. She even had Gronk dancing when she sent it back to the studio.
I don't know, when is Gronk not dancing?
Good point. They put a little extra into it.
A little extra Gronk
just
in
for
there?
Shannon. Out of bounds, Vikings offense back on the field, under 8 to play. Second quarter, 7-7 in Detroit. Vikings offense averaging the most yards per game against their division than any other team, and they're perfect 3-0 in those games.
And that's where it counts the most in your division. Now, I know it's been lopsided in the North, but when you look and say those teams are evenly matched, you want to win those division matchups.
They start from the 10, and Alexander Madison is hit for a loss of a yard.
Ooh,
with Malcolm Rodriguez coming through.
I am really liking Malcolm Rodriguez. The more I watch him on film, the more I'm looking at an old school guy. He reminds me like a Bill Romanowski. He just gets in there and he looks for contact. He plays that old school, I want to hit somebody type linebacker, and I love it.
6th-round pick out of Oklahoma State. He has impressed. Justin Jefferson was the intended receiver, so Cousins and the Vikings now facing a 3rd down and 11.
Yeah, and that was nice coverage by Jerry Jacobs, and it's going to get very, very loud. You see Kirk Cousins trying to cover his ears.
You see the decibel level on the scoreboard. Vikings have not converted today on 3rd or 4th down, 0 for 3. Cousins from his end zone. He throws, and then coming back to make the catch was Jefferson.
But did he get the first down?
It will depend on the spot, and he did not, because he was coming back to make the catch. So no forward progress.
Yep, it's great on great. Jeff Okudah, their best corner. Justin Jefferson beats him with that route, but because he had to come back to the football.
O'Connell will challenge. He's on the red flag.
And O'Connell may be right.
Jefferson coming back, made the catch.
Minnesota has challenged the ruling on the field.
They will take a look at it.
The runner did not make the line to gain. The previous play is under review. Timeout on the field.
So the will punt it away.
The reason it stands is because even though Justin Jefferson has 2 knees down, he went back to the football and he's not out of bounds. So it's when he gets touched, that's where the ball will be marked. He can't declare himself down after making that catch. Jeff Okudah touches him. It's a nice call by the linesman for a 4th down. Or a nice spot.
Please reset the game clock to 6 minutes, 56 seconds, please. 6:56 with 25 seconds on the game clock. Please start the clock on the snap.
So because he was not touched and had not yet gone out of bounds, the original call stands, and the Vikings will punt it away. 7-7 game. Minnesota no stranger to close games. They've won 9 by 1 score.
Especially with this matchup.
Here's Raymond on the return for Detroit. Khalif Raymond out across the 45 and finally tackled in Vikings territory by the punter Ryan Wright. Excellent field position for the Lions. Will return after these messages.
Telling you that I shut the slider last night.
So we just own a cat now?
I closed it.
Why don't we check the replay?
No. That's, come on.
This What Really Happened replay is brought to you by Progressive. One thing no one would challenge, saving money when you bundle home and auto with Progressive.
Just gonna get the cat.
The Vikings, Chris Boyd, injured during the return. So the Lions will start in Vikings territory following the 35-yard return by Raymond. The block by Jacobs on Boyd.
He tried to get up right after. The block is a clean block. Lands on that left knee. And then when he was rolling around, he tried to get up and he didn't. Just fell back down. But he got up under his own power. He was able to kind of trot off. So hopefully he'll be fine.
5th possession for the Lions. 2nd time they start in Vikings territory. Goff going deep on 1st down. It is caught and taken in for a touchdown by DJ Chark. 48 yards.
And the pressure is coming from Jared Goff's right side, but Jared Goff recognizes so. There's 3 coverage, and DJ Chark ran right by Cameron Dantzler. There's DJ Chark and 3 coverage. It's easy to recognize. You have 1 guy safety in the middle of the field. That means that those corners have to play deep third. But when you have a DJ Chark who is super fast, read the scouting report, runs right by Cameron Dantzler for the touchdown.
2nd TD pass for Jared Goff. 48 yards to DJ Chark. Lions celebrate. 14-7 lead over the Minnesota Vikings.
And there's Jared Goff just loving it. Remember, he didn't have these weapons last year, and everyone was knocking him and saying, what's going on? Now he's got weapons around him. A healthy O-line. This is great. Now, what's important here is to see this is who replaces Harrison Smith. He comes down way too quickly, and because he comes down so quickly, it allows for DJ Chark and Jared Goff to make the easy read of what I've mentioned before, cover 3. And DJ Chark is so fast, Cameron Dancer was not ready for that speed on the outside. If Josh Metellus holds his look like Harrison Smith would hold his look, now it makes it harder for Jared Goff to recognize when that coverage comes.
Smith, the 6-time Pro Bowl safety, out today. Vikings back to work. 6.5 remaining in the quarter from their 25, and that's the 3rd time Dalvin Cook has been hit for a loss today as Mike Hughes comes through once again.
Yeah, Mike Hughes just gave KJ Osborne the business. Butts him up, face and hand, sheds and gets there. And look at the Detroit Lions, 2 scoring plays, 82 scoring drives, 89 yards.
Those are only the 2 plays.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
No, 2 scoring plays.
41 and 48.
You know, I read it the first time. I was like, no way, that couldn't be. Well, sure enough, those big plays are coming.
2nd down and 14. Complete to Hawkinson. And you look how the Lions got to those plays. Vikings go for it on 4th down. Defense stops. Short field. Lions score 2 plays later. Unsuccessful challenge. Vikings punt. Big return. Short field. 1-play drive.
The game within the game. Ben Johnson, offensive coordinator, recognizing that. This 3rd down, Aaron Glenn has really dialed it up. I talked about the speed package he's brought in, and because of that, you can play man behind it. He's been doing it all game long, not giving Kirk Cousins enough time to throw into those tight windows. Look at everybody lined up here getting after the quarterback.
3rd down and 5. Cousins to the outside. And Hawkinson this time makes the catch at the drop earlier. And he picks up a Vikings 1st down again.
To dial up the same play, he bobbled it a little bit, but definitely had control. 2 feet in bounds, and you see that the Vikings, they look like they want to go quickly just in case Dan Campbell tries to challenge it.
Hawkinson's 4th catch. It was the Lions' 1st-round pick in 2019. There he is again.
You see what? Here's the hard part about it, Kenny. Hawkinson is the right read. Justin Jefferson got doubled on that 3rd down. Everybody else was locked up man. So you say Hawkinson can beat him. He played for both teams this year, and that's what Kevin O'Connell told us. He said, look, we saw him with the Lions, and we know that he can beat man coverage.
Different look. That's a Lion.
I'm not even going to go to the picture. We'll just keep talking about him and his play.
Right. 2nd down and 9. Here's Cook. Across midfield.
We promise he didn't have plastic surgery. It's the same guy.
We can assure you it's the same guy. In-season trade between division rivals. He scored a touchdown for the Lions against the Vikings earlier this season. If he does it today, he'd be the first to score in the same season on both sides of a division rivalry.
Yeah, we put a little pressure on Kirk Cousins too, right? When we interviewed him,
right, we let him know that
it's up to you.
That
you got to
throw
the ball. That's right.
Now we're calling the plays. 3rd down and 6. Cousins steps up, fires, and it is caught by Jefferson, quieting the crowd. A Vikings 1st down, a gain of 13, and for Jefferson, his 5th catch today.
Yeah, and this is going to be James Houston. He's going to be squeezing that pocket really, really tight. You see how it's crashing down. John Kaminsky is coming as well. Nice job, Kirk Cousins stepping up in the pocket as opposed to trying to roll out of it. And a nice throw to Justin Jefferson.
Cousins, 14 of 18. Cousins handing it off. It's Cook. You know, we talked about Kirk Cousins' success, his numbers here at Ford Field. Grew up in the Chicago area. Then his family moved when he was 13 to Holland, Michigan. It's about 3 hours west of Detroit. All of his friends were Lions fans, but he was still rooting for the Bears, the Bulls, and the Cubs.
Right. They said they used to give him all kinds of flack for being a Bears fan, a Chicago guy. But you see 3-0 against the NFC North. 5 TDs, 1 interception, and you see it. He's going back, getting to the right offense. He wants to get the right look for the right call.
2nd down and 7. Cousins complete. And Jefferson picks up another 1st down at the Lions 13, a 20-yard connection.
And Justin Jefferson he and Kirk Cousins on the same page. They try to go to a cover 2. Jeff Okudah, 2 safeties back on the outside, and they found that hole in the zone. But this has been a great matchup, Kenny.
Speaking of 2-minute. 7-point lead for the Lions. Verizon halftime coming up with Kurt, Terry, Howie, Michael, and Jimmy. Eagles, like the Vikings, looking to clinch a spot in the postseason battle in the Lone Star State. Texans leading the Cowboys by 3. From the Lions 13 on first down, it's Cook. Dalvin Cook, 8 of 2. Down to the 11. So the Vikings looking to tie the game, and they also deferred at the start. So the Vikings going for a 2-for-1. Get the ball first in the third quarter.
Yeah, I'm surprised the Lions are not calling a timeout right here. You want to save your time, right? You have the 3 timeouts. Call a timeout. Get them to hopefully force a field goal, and you have all the extra time to try to get a 2-for-1 like you said, Kenny.
10th play of the drive upcoming. Hawkinson split out wide to the right.
And you got Justin Jefferson in the backfield.
Second down and 8. Cousins pass incomplete. It was behind Jefferson, and now the clock stops at 1:12 with a 3rd and 8 upcoming.
Aiden Hutchinson is going to get some pressure from that side, and that sped up Kirk Cousins' throw. But I can't say enough about Aiden Hutchinson in a 2-point stance, how it's really started to affect the opposing offenses. He's really starting to come into his own as a pure defensive end within a 2-point stance pass rusher.
Timeout taken by the Lions. They're first. Well, Tuesday, the World Cup semifinals kick off on Fox. Messi and Argentina face Croatia. Then on Wednesday, it's Mbappe and the reigning champs, France. They look to end Morocco's magical run. World Cup semis coverage begins Tuesday and then Wednesday. 1 Eastern live on Fox and the Fox Sports app. Last repeat champs. You have to go all the way back to Brazil, 1962.
Yeah, but France looks really good. Really, really good. You talk about a great matchup yesterday versus England. England had their opportunity, but France capitalized, pushed through to the semifinals. And how about Morocco? First African country to make it to the semifinals. It gets no better than that. And here's Dan Campbell, gets saved by the Vikings with that incompletion. Clock is stopped, and you have a big 3rd down. They get a stop here and go for a 2-for-1.
3rd down and 8. 3 receivers to the left. Cousins throws. It is caught.
Thielen on the outside. We know Aaron Glenn likes to go man coverage. So what they start to do, those rub routes, pick routes, you see how savvy Adam Thielen is. He brings Jerry Jacobs right into the coverage of the other player, and he does that, rips right back outside. There's no way for him to cover that. That was a great route and great execution by Kirk Cousins and Thielen.
Thielen's first catch today. 3 receivers set.
This area's been heavy run.
And now another timeout.
Ruling on the previous play is under further review.
An official's timeout. They would like to confirm the spot on the catch by Thielen on the 3rd down and 8 throw by Kirk Cousins. Final 2 minutes, so it's a booth review.
What a first half. And throw the records out. This has been really good football. Clean execution on both sides, forcing the issue. Detroit, they were a little excited early on.
Right,
Remember
early
that?
penalties.
All those penalties, and then they settled down. Now that you see them settle down, they got the big plays for the touchdowns. It's been a really good matchup.
Ron Torbert taking a look at that catch by Thielen. So if the ruling field stands, it will be 1st and goal. If not, 4th and short. Dean Blandino, how did you see it?
Yeah, 2 things they're looking at. Did he make the line of game, which I think he did. He did extend the ball. The second thing they could be looking at is he down by contact in the field of play, which would keep the clock running. And in the last 2 minutes, we'd have a runoff. So again, is that knee or right thigh down inbounds, or does Thielen get out of bounds? Looks like he's out of bounds. So to me, this should stand first. down, and the clock will go on the snap.
All right, thanks, Dean. So Ron Torbert looking at a couple of aspects of that last play. So again, it will either be a 1st and goal from the 3 or a 4th and short for Minnesota. Vikings looking to tie the game. Jared Goff with a couple of touchdown passes, 41 and 48 yards.
The Lions defense has made the Vikings earn it. After talked about those self-induced penalties, they had the jitters. Once they calmed down, it has been tough sledding for this Vikings offense.
Here's Torbert.
After reviewing the play, the Minnesota runner was down by contact inbounds before the ball went out of bounds. Detroit has elected to take a timeout to preserve the 10-second runoff. Please start the clock on the snap.
Dan Campbell is looking to get clarification.
So Ron Torbert over for a chat with Dan Campbell.
Okay. Looks like they're good. They understand it. He has 1 timeout left.
The clock will start on the snap.
So Dan Campbell does use the timeout to preserve some time if the Lions get the ball back.
Smart as he should. I would expect that they as in the Vikings offense, going to hammer Dalvin Cook. They bring in C.J. Ham, Johnny Muntz in the game. They also bring in an extra offensive line.
All right, here we go. 1st and goal from the 3. Stutter step by Cook. Lost the football, and the Lions have recovered. Kirby Joseph on the recovery after it was knocked away from Dalvin Cook.
Kenny, I wrote this down from our interview with Kevin O'Connell. He said, we cannot get cute versus this defense. They are trying to be cute. Dalvin Cook is going to do that jump pass to Johnny Munt, and as he's trying to set up, you have Isaiah Buggs go in and strip the football. Like, why would you ever try to get cute on the goal line? You have one of the best running backs, a good fullback. Just pound the football and run the timeout. Instead, you get a turnover. That is costly, man. I mean, that's an understatement to say costly. Can't believe Kevin O'Connell would call that, especially after he told us, don't get cute with this defense.
So remember, Dan Campbell called that timeout to save the 10-second runoff.
Game clock to 59 seconds, please. 59 on the game clock.
So the Lions get the ball back. They'll reset the clock to 59 seconds.
Have 1 timeout, can still run their offense, and then they're going to get the ball back to start the second half.
Right, Vikings get the ball to start the second half, but a missed opportunity for Minnesota.
Yeah.
We'll look at the points scored by the Lions and allowed by the Vikings in the final 2 minutes. As Goff fires, and it's St. Brown who makes the catch at the 47-yard line, a 25-yard pass play.
And hurrying up to the line, they caught that Ed Donatel defense in a...
Lions have 1 timeout. Goff on 1st down.
That's
another completion, and now heading to the sideline. Stopping the clock is DeAndre Swift. Another Lions 1st down, 29 seconds remaining.
That's the smart play. DeAndre Swift versus Jordan Hicks. Jordan Hicks is a good cover guy, but DeAndre Swift is on another level. With his quickness in the open field, there's no linebacker that's going to be able to stay with him.
Lions still with 1 timeout from the Vikings 38, looking to capitalize following the Vikings turnover. Goff on 1st down, throws. It's St. Brown inbounds. And now the Lions use that final timeout. Ball will be spotted at the 29-yard line, so they're in field goal range.
Yeah.
22 seconds and no timeouts remaining for Detroit. Big first half, Jonathan, for Jared Goff.
He's had a phenomenal game, and he's just picked up right where he left off. Reads the coverage beautifully on this James Williams touchdown. I love the recognition by him. No hesitation. Get out of the pocket. Takes a slide. Ends up getting a penalty and a first down. And then another big bomb. As soon as he saw the safety come down, he knew it was open season on that left side for a touchdown. Jared Goff, what I equated to, remember the greatest show on turf, Brady in his prime, like watching the way that he moves in this offense, his body language, his decisiveness, it is a thing of beauty. Because they're 5-7, that's the only reason people don't talk about this offense more.
He's connected with 7 different receivers today. Second down and 1. Goff looking for Josh Reynolds in the end zone, incomplete.
That's exactly what Kurt Warner used to do, right? Spread the ball to all his different guys. He had Marshall Faulk, Torrey Holt, Isaac Bruce, like the list goes on. And this is what Goff is doing. If, again, their record were better, if they were the 10-2 team, we'd be talking about this offense for, is it one of the best in the past decade, et cetera, et cetera. It's been really good watching him come into his own.
They're ranked 7th offensively in yards this season. A look at those 7 different recipients of Goff throws today. Third down and 1, 19 seconds. St. Brown was the intended receiver.
Yeah, St. Brown confused Goff on that run. When you're running, though, and you see he's mad at himself for it. When you're running those option routes, leverage routes, and Goff goes to go talk to him and say it's okay, you cannot confuse the quarterback. Once you put your foot in the ground, you make that break, you have to commit to that break and they force the incompletion. Or, excuse me, they didn't force anything. It was just a miscommunication by the offense.
So here's Michael Badgley, 47-yard attempt. Badgley's kick is no good. Wide to the left. So the Lions unable to capitalize following that Vikings turnover. And Detroit's lead remains 7.
It's a good-looking drive. Unfortunately, they come away empty-handed.
Badgley had made 12 straight from 40-plus. But the Lions did force that turnover on 1st and goal from their 3. Had Minnesota reach the end zone, would have been a tie game.
And Minnesota's going to, looks like they want to just take a knee.
Vikings have 2 timeouts, 10 seconds on the clock. See if they try and get it to field goal range for Joseph. Looks like that's the plan. Cousins sets on 1st down. Jefferson reaches up. The catch. Vikings call timeout. Ball will be spotted at the 46-yard line, which would mean a 64-yard field goal attempt. But for the moment, the offense remains on the field.
Nice throw and catch. Justin Jefferson coming back to the ball. Like I said, he's had to earn it.
There's Greg Joseph. His career log is 56. This would be a 64. So
yeah, he's not coming out.
It's the offense. We'll take a shot to the end zone from 46 yards out.
Yep. Defense going in prevent mode. Deshaun Elliott, Kirby Joseph back about 30 yards.
3 receivers, including Hawkinson. Bunch formation to the right side, along with Thielen and Osborne. Here's Cousins.
Oh boy.
Down. Back at the 43-yard line. So a sack to end the first half. Aiden Hutchinson, that's his team-leading 7th of the season. So the former Wolverine sacks Kirk Cousins out of Michigan State.
And that's the way to end the half. Defensively, they have played very, very good against this Vikings offense.
Minnesota with an opportunity to clinch the division crown. Jameson Williams, his first NFL catch and touchdown. 7-point lead for the Lions as we head to Los Angeles. Verizon halftime report.
Unless you're guessing what route he's going to run.
2nd down and 6. It's Cook out to the 33-yard line. Setting up a 3rd down and 2 for the Vikings. Jefferson held to a career-low 14 yards.
Yeah.
Vikings did win that game in the final minute.
And it's important to note, in that game, Aaron Glenn had a completely different defense. Jeff Okudah followed him the whole time, and then he had the safety help over the top. That's what limited Justin Jefferson. Jeff Okudah was sick this week. He's just getting back into the action, and Aaron Glenn cannot run that same defense. Right now, Jeff Okudah is not even in the game.
He's been in and out throughout the day. Cousins on third down.
Oh, nice stop, Mike Hughes.
Yeah, great coverage there from Hughes as Thielen was looking to get to the 35-yard line.
I love that Mike Hughes doesn't look back at the quarterback throwing the football. He drives on the wide receiver, and look at that left hand raking the football out. That is an incompletion. This is not a completion, by the way.
Well, they've spotted it up at the 34.
I mean, Kevin O'Connell's going to punt regardless.
Right.
So I guess there's no point in the challenge, but
and the
that
play
wasn't
clock
complete.
Is winding down. It was ruled a completion. They have to hustle the punt team out on the field. Play clock runs all the way down, and now a flag is thrown.
Flag game by the offense. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
You know, I honestly believe Kevin O'Connell's waiting to see, is another official going to come in and overrule that completion. Took them a little while to figure out what they're going to do. And
in which case, they would have punted if it was an incomplete pass.
Correct. Then he ran out of time and was like, all right, let's get the punt team out there anyway.
So the Vikings lose 5 yards, and now Wright punting from his 19-yard line. What a kick.
Indeed.
Taken at the 10. Raymond broke the first tackle attempt up the sideline after the 61-yard punt. So Jared Goff and the Lions back out with a 7-point.
Because you don't do it for the glory or the honor. You do it because it's necessary.
Jamal Williams out to the 27. Since joining the Lions, Goff has poured his time and resources into numerous charitable endeavors in the Detroit area, working with nonprofit youth initiatives, providing work opportunities and scholarships, and has also earned recognition for providing over 40,000 pounds of food to Detroit area families in need. 2nd down and 7. So the Lions now facing a 3rd and 6. Here's how Goff found out about it.
Hi, Jared. It's me, Toy. Remember, the best man. You have been recognized. Walter Payton Man of the Detroit Lions. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Oh, that's awesome. Wow. Congratulations. Thank you, man. That's really cool.
And
so great.
We'd like to say congratulations as well. That is just phenomenal, knowing that he doesn't have to do it, uses his platform for great. Jared Goff, you see the logo. He's going to have that for the rest of the season. And he is a tremendous guy. That's a high-character individual, knowing you don't have to do any of it. But it's necessary to see someone using their platform for good. Jared Goff has done that. I commend him.
Meanwhile, a big stop on 3rd down by Cameron Dantzler. So the Lions go 3 and out after the Vikings went 3 and out on their first drive of the second half. It's a fake. And the Lions will pick up the 1st down and much more inside the 35-yard line. And finally, knocked out of bounds was C.J. Moore on the fake. 42-yard gain and a flag at the end of the play.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, taunting, number 33 of the offense. That's a 15-yard penalty from the dead ball spot. It will be Detroit's ball, 1st and 10. This is number 33's first unsportsmanlike conduct penalty toward potential disqualification.
33 is Jaron Williams, but another look at the successful play on the fake punt. And the big gain by C.J. Moore to pick up a Lions 1st down. And here's a look at the penalty, the taunting.
Why, Kenny? I don't understand it. He is so far away from the play. There was no need for that. I have no idea what he's explaining to his teammates. You just don't need to do that. Just go and celebrate with your teammates.
So a loss of 15 yards on the penalty. On 1st down, Williams stumbles forward. So the last 2 seasons, Jonathan, the Lions are 6 for 7 on fake punts. And when we spoke to Kevin O'Connell Vikings head coach last night, he brought up Dave Phipp, the Lions special teams coach, spent many years with the Eagles. And he said, I have so much respect for Dave Phipp. And he also very pleased with his special teams this season. But he made a point to mention the Lions special teams coach.
We got to give credit to Dan Campbell as well to allow Dave Phipp to call that play backed up in their own territory.
On second down, pass caught by yard line.
Because you know, 14-7, you make that, you call that play doesn't work, they're going to rip you in the media. So I love the confidence. And there is Amon-Ra St. Brown going up against Patrick Peterson. He's quicker than Patrick Peterson, that period. And Patrick Peterson's a really good corner, been playing for a long time, but he's able to get in and out of his breaks faster than Patrick Peterson can break on his routes.
From the 35-yard line, on the delay. Gain of 2 for DeAndre Swift. Harrison Phillips made the tackle. Lions on the move. They kept their drive alive on the fake punt. Now at the Vikings 33, second down and 8.
And that gives confidence to the team, right? You see DeAndre Swift, they'd love to get him back and keep going, but the confidence you have because you're telling your team through your actions and play calling, we're going for the win. We're not here to play it safe. 5-7, we're trying to make our way into the playoffs. We got to go for the win against a really good Vikings team.
8th play of the drive for the Lions. Off the play fake, DJ Chark. Lions first down at the Vikings 17-yard line.
Look.
Down to Shannon.
You guys talk about that belief, that confidence. When I spoke with Jamal Williams, he said that all starts with the coaching staff and Dan Campbell. He says every single day they bring it. He said sometimes as players, and you would know this, Vilma, we don't want it, right? We don't have the motivation maybe that day, but the coaches bring it. They're living through us, and I bet you the fact that they have so many former players on this coaching staff helps a lot.
It's true, and look what they've done. You see the offensive leaders for today. DJ Chark had that nice touchdown. Jamal Williams grinding it out, and Jared Goff has been as advertised.
There's Swift up the middle, gains 2 to the Vikings 15. So the Lions looking to add to their lead. Goff with a couple of touchdown passes in the first half against Ed Donatell's Vikings defense, missing Harrison Smith today, and that's been a big loss.
It really has, and now I see Ben Johnson bringing in, you see that offense in the red zone, second best TD percentage, and I see Ben Johnson bringing in that passing offense, and they have DeAndre Swift on the outside.
Swift inside the 10. Meanwhile, the Vikings defensively have been terrific as of late, stopping opponents in the red zone, keeping them out of the end zone 8 of the last 9 trips.
Yeah, and Ed Donatell, he talked about, look, you can call us bend, don't break, you can call us whatever you want. The point is, we have more points than the other team when it hits zeros. And when you do that, you win games, and red zone TD percentage has been awesome the last 2 weeks. Third down's been really good, and it's because guys like Harrison Smith, they know how to jump those routes. So because you have Josh Metellus there, I don't know if he can jump those routes the same way Harrison Smith did.
3rd down and 1, 11th play of this drive. On the toss, it is Swift. Needed to get to the 7-yard line.
Holding. Offense number 71, 10-yard penalty, 3rd down.
That's on the right guard, Logan Stenberg.
Logan Stenberg is filling in for Evan Brown. There's Logan Stenberg going up against Dalvin Tomlinson. Yeah, DJ Chark actually kind of messed him up. It looked like he had good position, and I think DJ Chark was trying to go in and crack down on Daniil Hunter. He couldn't do it and ends up forcing Stenberg to hold on Dalvin a little bit.
Fans react to the replay, and then Jared Goff asks for quiet. Raymond, 3rd down and 12. Goff over the middle, caught. First down for the Lions on 3rd and 12. 14-yard pickup. Goff able to connect with Raymond.
Goff knew exactly where he wanted to go with the football. They put their best guys, the ones with the most receptions, to the right of Goff, and then they run that option route, return route with Khalif Raymond, which means you go outside. Josh Metellus was jumping that outside, comes right back in, goes against his leverage for a first down. Here I see them giving the ball to Swift.
Fake toss to Swift. Goff to the end zone. Touchdown, Reynolds.
Josh Reynolds is going to make sure he gets inside of Cameron Bound. And why does this play work? How many times, Kenny, did they run toss, flip toss, everything to DeAndre Swift? So now you run a fake toss to DeAndre Swift. You have no more inside leverage by those linebackers. They bite on the toss, and they get the easy touchdown to Josh Reynolds.
Extra point is good. The big play, the fake punt. C.J. Moore takes it 42 yards. And then gone with his third touchdown pass of the day. Plus, Lions drive 76 yards, 12 plays, over 7 minutes. Goff perfect. The 42-yard run by C.J. Moore on the fake punt. Lions lead by 14. Excellent job by their defense today as well.
The defense has really stepped up. Watching them the last 5 weeks, it has been a 180 from the first part of the season. Look how aggressive they are. They're getting in the backfield. Those corners, they have really stepped up in the past 5 weeks, watching them play the ball. And then again, this one, I mean, this is the one that turned the tide. A big momentum defense with the longest active streak right now, 12 straight games with the takeaway, playing phenomenal football, looking really good.
Vikings go back to work, and Cousins is sacked for the second time today. Jerry Jacobs, his first of the season.
Jacobs coming from this side. What you love to see is that he goes up to the top of the quarterback, and then you see as soon as Kirk Cousins recognizes it, he can't do anything. He can't spin out of it. He can't roll it up into the pocket. They've crashed that down. What a way to suffocate this Vikings offense with that blitz.
James Houston credited with the first Lions sack. Now Jacobs. Cousins fires.
Nice
complete. Ball. Hawkinson picks up a Vikings first down. 21-yard connection, and for Hawkinson, that's his 6th reception today.
That's very nice job. Hawkinson, you notice how he went wide and then bends it right back in, getting behind the linebacker in that cover 2. He knows this defense better than anybody. Was here for all those years, going up against him in training camp and practice, having himself a nice game so far.
Set of downs for the Vikings. As Cousins throws wide open, it's Jefferson. Jefferson is inside the 30, down at the 29-yard line, and that's the biggest play of the day for this Vikings offense.
The big plays that they were talking about, much needed at the right time. And look who's covering him. Armani Oruwariye. He has not played in a while. Actually was benched in favor of Jerry Jacobs and Okudah. Okudah not in the game, was sick all week. And this is where you're seeing some of these big plays being given up to Justin Jefferson.
Cousins took a hard hit from John Kaminsky.
What a route by Justin Jefferson.
Jefferson goes over 100 yards. From the 29 on the toss, it's Cook. Nothing.
And there's John Kaminsky getting in. Doesn't go too low. Hits him right in that midsection. Gerard Davis was getting in on the action as well. Remember, the Vikings, they're down 2 of their starters on the offensive line. Starting to show up with the pressure that the Lions are getting.
No Darrison, no Bradbury, 2nd and 10. Cousins on the slant. Pass caught by K.J. Osborne at the 24-yard line. Vikings fell behind by 14 in the first meeting with the Lions. Came back to win on a last-minute touchdown pass from Cousins to Osborne, trailing by 14 here.
Yeah. Third slot routes with them. What it looks like they'll do is bunch them up so it avoids any press man. You look at the top of the screen, now you can't press him. So if you're going to double him, you're going to have to figure out who's going to be high and low.
3rd down and 4. Cousins fires. Too far for Jefferson.
And that is great communication by the Lions. Every last one of them understanding the assignment. Look, Justin Jefferson, get a jam on him. Now someone plays low and outside, and you have help over the top by Deshaun Elliott. That is clinic on how you double.
What do you think? Kevin O'Connell down by 14, leaving the offense out on 4th down.
I would be kicking a field goal, get some points. The game is not getting away from you just yet. Now, I understand why he's saying that. The offense for the Lions has been clicking on all cylinders, so he's trying to figure out how to maximize his opportunity here. Look who's at the top.
Fourth down and 4. Here's Cousins, near side, Thielen, first down, touchdown. So O'Connell's decision pays off as Cousins connects with Thielen from 23 yards out on fourth down.
Adam Thielen is the middle guy with T.J. Hockenson and K.J. Osborne there. And again, he knows how to run these routes. The way that you beat these off-coverage, man coverage is by running your defender into the other defender on these rub routes and pick routes. He does a phenomenal job. He's been doing that for God knows how long. He's so savvy with it, and he's got the crucial touchdown. They needed this.
And now
down
down by 8. They will go for 2. Madison in the backfield. So a couple of gambles by O'Connell here. First one paid off. Now it's Thielen. Second one does not. Unsuccessful 2-point conversion. Kaminsky makes the play. But the Vikings do reach the end zone. Cousins, point conversion attempt by the Vikings.
Davis, Kaminsky, and Jacobs all to that tackle on Thielen. Looks like he just got rolled up on. Hit pretty tough there.
Adam Thielen, the Vikings nominee for the Walter Payton Man of the Year Award. Thielen Foundation has donated more than $2.5 million to community organizations since 2018. Some of the events this year: turkey giveaway event, charity softball game, equipment donations, Christmas gift giveaway. Shannon.
I spoke with Adam this week about that nomination. He said the coolest part about it, it's so much more than just Adam Thielen, right? His wife, Caitlin, all the folks that work for his foundation. This means so much to him. From undrafted rookie to Walter Payton Man of the Year nominee.
And here's the other Payton nominee, Goff. His pass is caught by DJ Shark. So both Payton nominees in the box score today. Goff with 3 touchdown passes. Thielen with a TD reception. Goff with his most recent touchdown today, 3 on the day. That ties the franchise record. 20 touchdown passes at home this season. The man he was traded for, Matthew Stafford, was the record holder.
Well, there was no doubt that he had the same ability as Matthew Stafford.
He's showing it this year. Stafford, of course, winning a Super Bowl with the Los Angeles Rams.
Yeah, the knock on Jared Goff was always about the mental part. And could he command the offense, have complete control, grasp, understand the defense? And there were struggles last year, but we called a couple of those games. He didn't have many guys to throw to. Now he has guys, he has the weapons, he has a healthy offensive line. You can see why they traded for him, and it's going to work out very well. They're going to end up with that first-round pick as well, given to them by the Rams.
Second down and 6. Play fake. Goff wide open for a first down is Josh Reynolds, who is his teammate with the Rams. So they had the chemistry even before getting together here in Detroit.
Yeah, this is like 7-on-7 in practice. It's too easy. Watch the play action. Sucks everybody up. Look where the linebackers are. They're sucked up. They have no idea where this ball's going. And Duke Shelley, I mean, he had no chance. He got turned around. Josh Reynolds was open. They could have waited 10 seconds before throwing that football. And remember, this is what Jared Goff talked about. He wanted to do more play action because they've been so good at it. So effective, and they're 6 for 7 today with 2 touchdowns on the play action. They got to keep doing it.
Once again, play fake to Swift. Goff under pressure, and then a little shovel pass, but it's incomplete, intended for the tight end, Brock Wright. So the clock stops with 26 seconds remaining in the third quarter.
Looked like a little game of hot potato. Didn't want to take the sack smartly, and Brock Wright clearly wasn't expecting it.
So 2nd and 10. Now, Kevin O'Connell was the offensive coordinator with the Rams, winning a Super Bowl with Stafford last year. Now the Vikings head coach. Worked with Jared Goff a couple of years ago. They're very close. Goff telling us we all expected Kevin to become a head coach. They still text. Said he was one of his favorite coaches. Now going against O'Connell's Vikings. Catch made for a first down by St. Brown. And Kevin O'Connell told us, I love Jared. I'm so impressed with his physical ability. And when he gets in a rhythm, watch out.
He said he's one of the best pure passers in the league. And he said one of the pressure, all of a sudden, it's all you ask for. Give yourself chance in December.
Meanwhile, the Vikings with a win today clinch the division. Goff on first down. Jameson Williams, the intended receiver, playing in his second NFL game, his first catch, his first touchdown earlier.
Yeah, and that's I'm looking at Chandon Sullivan drop. Watch as Goff throws the football. Watch where Jameson Williams' eyes go. He's looking right there for Chandon Sullivan bearing down on him. That's why he dropped the football.
Williams still has a perfect percentage. One catch, one touchdown. Batting 1,000. 2nd and 10. There's Goff, DeAndre Swift. Swift breaks a tackle, a couple of extra yards, and then out of bounds at the 27-yard line. Opening minute, 4th quarter. Kenny Albert, Jonathan Vilma, Shannon Spake. Divisional matchup here in Detroit. Jared Goff with 3 touchdown passes, 1 in each quarter.
Watching the Vikings defense on these 3rd and longs, they've been real passive at the corner positions. What I'd want to see from them is to get more aggressive. If you're going to play off man, we'll start to try and jump a route. And then the safeties, they're going to have to help out and get out of the middle of the field as well.
3rd down and 8. Goff complete. Justin Jackson out of the backfield. Picks up the Lions first down.
It's too passive, and I get what happened. They're on the line of scrimmage. They pop in the zone spot drop, but you got a spot drop in front of the sticks, because if you do that, then that's when you could tackle them, force a 4th down. But look how many points scored in the 4th quarter by the Detroit Lions. 3rd most in the NFL, and some of that was playing catch-up, but now winning 4 out of 5, it's not catch-up. It's them pouring it on, and we just saw Ben Johnson, as I said, the architect of this offense. He's had Ed Donatell's number all day today.
Pump fake by Goff, and then a low throw in the vicinity of Khalif Raymond. We've talked about some of the numbers this year for the Lions. They've scored at least 25 points in 4 consecutive games, at least 36 times this season. That's the most in the NFL, looking to add to their lead. But it was the Vikings who had the big 4th quarter comeback against Detroit at home back in week 3.
And you can see why the Lions offense, they're not letting up. They're not going to be conservative at all. They're getting after it because they don't want a repeat of what happened in week 3.
10th play of the drive. Justin Jackson inside the 10 to the 5. He dives for a Lions touchdown.
Yep, gets that pylon before he lands out of bounds. The pylon is in bounds. That is a touchdown.
Ball scoring plays are reviewed. Ron Torbert awaiting word.
Here's another look at it, Kenny. Ooh, it looks like it might have passed outside the pylon when he hit it.
If that is the case, it would be 1st and goal.
Yeah, at first looked like he hit the pylon inside, but it might have been outside from that angle we just saw in the replay.
It has been confirmed.
There we go. Touchdown.
First rushing touchdown as a Lion for Jackson. He got 4 with the Chargers. Badgley adds the extra point. They've scored at least 25 in 5 straight games and extend to a Jackson, extending the Lions' lead. Vikings came back from a 10-point 4th quarter deficit in the first meeting, now trailed by 15. This January, 16 celebrities try to endure the world's toughest military training. There's no special treatment, no prize to win, just survive. Don't miss the premiere of Special Forces, the world's toughest test. Wednesday, January 4th on Fox.
Speaking of tough tests, Vikings have a tough test. Next 13 minutes, 28 seconds of total yards, all in favor of the Lions. Vikings had that costly turnover on 1st and goal in the first half.
They've had some missed opportunities today. There's Cousins firing downfield. Jefferson's got it. Justin Jefferson inside the Lions 30, taken down at the 28-yard line, a 47-yard connection.
Watch Justin Jefferson going all the way across the field. Mike Hughes is playing trail technique. He's expecting that he's going to have the safety helping. I have no idea what happened to Kirby Joseph. If your nickel corner is going to play low inside, he's expecting the help over the top. This is a long route and a great route by Justin Jefferson. Love Kirk Cousins finding him.
There's Madison. Jefferson now with 9 receptions for 174 yards. Do you think he got tired about hearing all week long about the Lions defense was able to hold him to in that first matchup?
He told everybody, right? We got something for that. And he definitely has had something for it. Those deep over routes, killing them on one-on-one coverage.
Cousins on second down, complete. Point conversion attempt. So Adam Thielen picks up 13 yards, another Minnesota first down. So the Vikings, who trail by 15, moving quickly down the field following the 4th Lions touchdown of the day.
Yeah, and Kevin O'Connell, I love that he's sticking with it to Justin Jefferson. It's really as simple as, if you're not going to stop my best guy, I'm going to keep throwing to him. It's really not that hard of a game plan. Just keep dialing up the different offenses to allow Justin Jefferson to get that one-on-one.
How about Cousins' numbers? 25 of 31, 330 yards. This time wrapped up and taken down by Aiden Hutchinson.
Look at that rookie finally coming along. Aiden Hutchinson going to bend the corner on Brian O'Neill. I don't know if Brian O'Neill expected that Dalvin Cook was going to chip. Either way, Aiden Hutchinson blows right by him around the corner. Crucial sack, much needed to finally turn some of that momentum back to the Lions.
Hutchinson grew up here in the Detroit area. We asked him the other day, who was your favorite Lion? And he posted on the wall. He said, I was a Tom Brady guy. I was a flag football quarterback.
Thought he was going to be a quarterback, right?
Right.
Growing up, he thought he'd be a quarterback.
2nd and 17. Cousins looking for Jefferson. Attempts the one-handed catch, but it's incomplete.
Man, he almost made another spectacular one-handed catch. A little push off right before he did that jump. They're never going to call that. The officials won't call that as long as he's not extending that left arm, but that almost was a sensational play.
3rd down and 17, thanks to the Hutchinson sack. Empty backfield.
And you see the Lions, they get out of their defense. They're back into now safe 2-man coverage.
Cousins under pressure, throws it away. Hutchinson was coming again.
Now, this is what happens in those empty packages. Hutchinson, he's going to be coming around, and if you don't pick it up from the offensive line, there's nobody else to help you. There's no running back. There's no tight end to help you and chip. Nice job, Aiden Hutchinson, man. He single-handedly stopped that drive, got the sack, and then got that pressure and forced the incompletion.
I think he made the right decision to stop playing quarterback.
He really did. Number 2 pick in the draft, I'd say it was the right move.
Greg Joseph from 41 yards out. So the Vikings put 3 on the board, but still trail by 12. What a game it has been for Jefferson. Santa with some eye black.
And Dolphins Bills in prime time.
Holy mackerel!
The Saturday triple header.
Look at Kirk Cousins going over what he saw on the tablet. Him and Kevin O'Connell were talking through it, and there's Aiden Hutchinson single-handedly messing up that drive for the Vikings offense. Did a really nice job getting pressure on Kirk Cousins. That's what Aaron Glenn, Dan Campbell expected of him. They drafted him in the number 2 first round, and he's been stepping up.
Jared Goff and the Lions offense back out. Vikings with a win would clinch the NFC North or a tie. Record of 10-2. It's been the Packers last 3 years. Bears won the division in 2018. How about the Lions? You have to go all the way back to 1993, their last division title. What an atmosphere here today. We've been coming to Ford Field for a lot of years. This is as loud as we've heard it. With the Lions looking to win their 5th of the last 6 games. Pass incomplete, intended for St. Brown on first down.
To be very candid, it was at best half full every time we came. We got a sold-out stadium today. This is a great divisional matchup, and look, this is what winning brings you. Dan Campbell had preached it. I love he told us he really feels like we're over the hump. Started with that Green Bay game. They won that game defense, and the offense has been pouring it on ever since.
Remember, he felt they could have beaten the Eagles week 1. They wound up losing that game 38-35. He said, barring mistakes, we could have scored 50. As Justin Jackson is bottled up. When you look at the scoring drives today, in the first half, those 2 quick strikes, 2 plays, 46 yards, 1 play, 48 yards.
Big plays.
In the second half, a 12-play touchdown drive, aided by the fake punt, and then 10 plays, 75 yards. So 2 extended drives in the second half for Ben Johnson and his offense.
And that's why I called this offense masterful. Similar to the greatest show on turf, they can attack you any which way.
Big play here, 3rd down and 9. Pass is caught by Chark for a Lions first down. So if the Vikings had stopped them there on 3rd and 9, get the ball back, down by 12, but instead the Lions with a new set of downs.
And DJ Chark, he's going to go up and inside. Look who's guarding him. Duke Shelley. I'm Jared Goff. I'm looking at Patrick Peterson on one side, Cameron Dancer on the other side. Who's the worst of those 3 cornerbacks? Duke Shelley, that's who I'm going to go against. DJ Chark, he already burnt Cameron Dancer before, and now he's beating Duke Shelley on these in routes. This is where it's more than just running a play. You start looking at those matchups, and that's how you know that he's really in command of this offense.
Look at the last 4 possessions, 3 touchdowns. On first down, it's Jamal Williams. He spent a lot of time with Gannon over the past couple of days.
That's right, I did, Kenny. And you know what he told me about this offense? He's finish your food, get your touchdowns, let's celebrate at the end. That is just what we are. He was one of the first standing there when DeAndre Swift had success. Jamal standing on the sideline. He said the best part about this offense, best part about this team, no egos. Kind of like you guys up in the booth.
Oh, no, Kenny has a big ego, let me tell you.
How much do we owe you, Shannon? 2nd down and 2. Goff with the toss. Swift looked to cut it back the other way. And when you talk about the no ego line offense and spreading the wealth, 8 different players today on the receiving end of Goff passes, and 6 different Lions have run with the football.
Yeah, I love that. Justin Jackson, he got a rushing touchdown. He's in there. You don't see Jamal Williams or DeAndre Swift pouting on the sideline. They're encouraging him, high-fiving him when he makes a play. And that's just good all-around football. And then same thing with the wide receivers, right? You spread the wealth. Everyone's getting a little bit. It's exciting to watch.
3rd down and 3. Goff fires. Another first down completion. 15 yards on the reception by Zylstra.
Wow, this is not good. You're on the wrong side of some greatness. 5 straight games allowing 400-plus yards of total offense. Yeah, yes, you're 10-2. This is going to catch up to you, right? Especially when you haven't gotten any takeaways. That's also key, right? If you're going to give up all these yards, you have to offset it somehow. Today, it has not happened.
That's the amazing thing. They're 10-2, but they've been outgained on average by 63 yards per game.
Well, I'll come back to that after this play.
On first down, here's Williams.
So remember that you have a lot of times they have big leads. So now teams are in 2-minute mode and they're passing the ball. So you're going to give up a lot of yards that way. So this game has been different, but that can also contribute to why you give up so many yards on defense.
The Vikings have actually been outscored by 2 points this season by their opponents, including the game today. But 10-2.
That's right.
They've won 9 one-score games.
So their losses have been some ugly losses.
24-7 and 40-3 to the Eagles and Cowboys. On 2nd down, 2nd and 8, it is Swift. And he picks up another first down as we approach 6 minutes remaining. Time for a game break. Carissa.
Thanks, Kenny. Letting you guys know what's coming up next. It's America's Game of the Week. Brady returns to the Bay. Of course, from Northern California, and then taking on Brock Purdy, making his first NFL career start in place of the injured Jimmy Garoppolo. It's all coming up next. America's Game of the Week.
Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant, last pick in the draft, the 6th round in Tom Brady.
Yeah, right now, Brock Purdy is far from irrelevant. He's got talent. He's got an awesome defense. They got to figure out how to win games.
Williams bottled up by Tomlinson. Well, speaking of Tom Brady, Monday, Bucs trailed 16-3 against the Saints under 4 minutes remaining. They win 17-16. How about Baker Mayfield on Thursday against the Raiders, trailed by the same score with under 4 minutes left, and they win 17-16.
I went to sleep on both of those games when it was 16-3 under 4 minutes. I was like, there's no way that they're coming back. Brady, I expected. Mayfield, congratulations. Did not see that coming. Now, Kirk Cousins, is he going to be able to do something similar? 5 minutes left in this game. The Lions offense is driving right now.
Second down and 11. You know, we asked Kirk Cousins, we said, assume you watched what Baker Mayfield did on Thursday night. How difficult is that? He arrived in LA 2 days earlier.
And he talked about, one, it was amazing. Two, extremely difficult. But then he went specific, right? He said, look, third down, that's the hardest part. For Baker Mayfield to be able to convert on those third downs, he said that was special from Baker Mayfield.
Vikings. Jared Goff, 3 touchdown passes today. A look at his numbers on third down.
Outstanding. Simply outstanding.
Another long drive for the Lions.
Right.
11
Didn't take any sack.
Third down and 6. As Goff throws, St. Brown wrapped up by Sullivan, stopped short.
You hear Larry and Randy. Goff is setting the protection, so he wanted to slide left.
Larry
slide right.
L, left. Randy
left.
R.
Correct.
Right.
And so he saw the protection, or excuse me, he saw the blitz coming. It was zero coverage. So you slide your protection, mush it all up, give him some time to make that throw.
Now, if we could figure that out, don't the Vikings know what Larry and Randy refer to?
Well, it's too late because they're already into their blitz. So unless you're going to now check completely out of your blitz, then you're stuck with it.
They did not send out the field goal unit. Play clock will
trying to draw him offside.
Run all the way down. Try to do just that. And timeout taken by the Lions. So now the field goal unit will come out. Now this from Allstate.
I'm the captain of the Pee Wee football team. We may be small, but we are mighty. Annoying. And you are so tired from playing defense against us that your focus is about to ride the bench. Go, go, go. Thanks, Mom.
Bye.
Come on, Hail Mary will save you from paying for this. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem. Me. Awesome.
Michael Badgley out to attempt a 41-yard field goal. The reigning NFC Special Teams Player of the Week missed from 47 earlier. Lions just ran 6.5 minutes off the clock during this drive. A successful field goal would extend Detroit to a 15-point lead, so it would still be a 2-possession game.
And that's crucial. Had they been able to convert the first down, get it to score a touchdown, get it to a 3-score game, 3-possession game, then you can kind of say, this game is kind of over with, but not so much when it's only 15.
From the right hash, Badgley's kick just sneaks inside the left upright. Just over 4 minutes remaining. Lions by 15.
Had the team winning is just all around very good.
Record of 10-2 in jeopardy of their third defeat here today with 4:06 remaining. We talked about the comebacks for Tom Brady and Baker Mayfield this week. Kirk Cousins and the Vikings trailing by 15.
That would be as good a time as any, Kirk Cousins. If you have anything left in the tank, obviously you're going to want to go for Justin Jefferson. I mean, I don't see why Aaron Glenn wouldn't just tell this safety, pull him out of the middle of the field and go double Justin Jefferson.
Cousins on first down. Pass is caught by Adam Thielen. Marked out at the 29-yard line. Oruwariye made the tackle. Gain of 4.
And you can live with that. And I know fans may be saying, well, why doesn't Aaron Glenn just go cover 2? Look, he's tried that before, and they got beat with it. They're good at man. Keep playing it.
Second down and 6. Cousins throws. Making the adjustment was Jefferson. And he stays in bounds. Finally knocked out at the 33. There is a flag.
John Comiskey is saying that it's on the offense, and then an offensive player just went down. There's a whole lot going on in this play.
That's Blake Randall, left tackle, who's filling in for Christian Darrisaw. Officials have gotten together. Jefferson with a 38-yard catch and run, but looks like it's coming back.
There is no foul on the play for defensive pass interference. Result of the play is a first down for Minnesota. Timeout on the field for an injured player.
So the flag is picked up. 38-yard connection from Cousins to Jefferson, who's had a...
I don't know why you're looking back at the quarterback. If you are going to jam him and watch him. Don't sit there and start playing games, or excuse me, that's Jerry Jacobs. Jerry Jacobs needs to just keep running and play the man until the ball is thrown. He started looking back and peeking, not realizing that Kirk Cousins and Justin Jefferson, that's happening, period. And I don't know if he was out of bounds. Oh, boy. Just looking at that replay from that angle, I wasn't so sure that he was out of bounds. I know the official was right there.
Right, play was blown dead. Oli Udoh in at left tackle for Brandel. Here's Thielen on the wide receiver screen, and he stays on his feet with help from the right guard, Ed Ingram. Takes it all the way down to the 20 for another Vikings first down.
Yeah, this
14 yards back in week 3 against the Lions.
212 yards today.
New career high. Cousins on first down to the near side. Thielen.
Justin Jefferson has just been phenomenal. He's been outstanding, and you can't ask much more of him, right? He takes Aaron Glenn's secondary in that defense, makes them look like little kids. As soon as you can't have your best guy, there's Aaron Glenn. Couldn't have his best guy, Jeff Okudah, today. And it just threw that secondary for a loop.
212 receiving yards, new franchise record in one game. Sammy White, 210 against the Lions back in 1976. Second down and 5. That pass gets broken up by Alex Anzalone.
Nice coverage by Alex Anzalone, the leader of this defense. Leads the Lions in tackles, really, really good in coverage. You have Malcolm Rodriguez, who is very aggressive versus the run, then Alex Anzalone cleans up over the top and then plays really good coverage. You have this third down. It's obviously 2-down territory, so if he has an opportunity to force Justin Jefferson, we know that's where he's going. Jefferson's at the top of the screen.
Third down and 5. Cousins throws, end zone, touchdown. KJ Osborne.
Let's see if KJ Osborne, one, drags the second one. That is a touchdown.
And now they will send out the kicking unit. They would need a 2-point conversion at some point, but they'll take the 1, make it an 8-point game, assuming that Joseph's kick is good.
That first two-point conversion, they didn't get it. Now it's going to possibly come back to haunt them, right? They need a 2-point conversion if they were to recover this onside kick.
Still a lot of time left. You think they do the onside kick here? 2:50? Well, there's Chris Carter. We talk about legends with the Vikings at the wide receiver position. Randy Moss and Justin Jefferson setting a franchise record here in Detroit today.
And look, you can, Minnesota Vikings fans, NFL fans, you can say whatever you want about where to rank him. He's up there, period. He's up there. His speed, his toughness. Look at the hits that he's taking. Still concentrates on the football. He adjusts to the football just as good as anybody in the league, just as good as anybody we've seen. And to have 213 franchise record receiving yards today when he knew that they were going to try to double him. They were going to try to jam him. They were going to try to beat him up. Didn't matter.
So let's see what the Vikings have in store. They have 2 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning.
Looks like they're setting up for onside.
Now there it is. And it's right into the arms of Josh Woods of the Lions. Are you surprised at all? 2:50 on the clock, 2 timeouts, 2-minute warning?
No, I'm not surprised. The way the game has gone, second half, the Lions offense has shredded this Minnesota Vikings defense. 10 plays touchdown, 12 plays touchdown. So you needed to have some opportunity to get in. You see the comparison. both of the guys, they've been tremendous today. 405 yards for Kirk Cousins, finding his main man, Justin Jefferson. And then, of course, Jared Goff spreading the wealth. So masterful of that offense.
We are approaching 850 total yards of offense today.
And it's interesting how it was done very differently, right? It was a lot of big chunk plays to Justin Jefferson for the Vikings. And for the Lions, it was really about chip away, take a couple shots.
So now the Lions will try and run the clock down. Williams to the 43.
It looks like the Vikings are not going to use their timeouts. They're going to let it go down to the 2 minutes, save their timeouts. Hopefully, they'll stop them and then still have timeouts remaining. They might have one timeout remaining after the 2-minute warning.
You have to keep them from picking up a first down and getting it to field goal range.
Yeah, assuming that, yes.
At this point, they're really close to field goal range.
It's been very tough for the Vikings defense today, trying to get a beat on this Lions offense.
One. And that will take us to the 2-minute warning. It will be 3rd down and 7 coming up. 8 point down and 7. 2 minutes remaining. Goff throws.
Wow.
It is caught. Penei Sewell, right tackle, makes the catch and picks up a Lions first down.
Are you kidding me? I could not figure out why Penei Sewell was sitting there going in motion. I'm like, what is going on? Why is this big athletic freak going in motion? Nobody expected that. The soft hands, gets the first down, and then just gets down. Oh, man, Ben Johnson, hats off to you, brother. Hats off to you.
First career reception for Penei Sewell. Matt Nelson was in his usual spot at right tackle. Sewell is going to keep that football.
Goff said something different every week, and he was not joking. Nice play call. That was a good one. Hats off to you, man. That was good.
Sewell, the 9th different Lion to catch a pass today.
And at the most crucial time, 7th overall pick. Remember watching him at Oregon. That's where he played. It's his first career catch. And he is super athletic. Very big, very fast, light on his feet. He can handle any of the speed rushers, bull rushers. He is a really good player. And he frankly got snubbed last year. I thought he should have gone to the Pro Bowl. Got snubbed. I see him going there today.
Won the Outland Trophy as the best interior lineman in college football. And now he has his first NFL reception. A huge play as we check in with Carissa in Los Angeles.
Thanks, Kenny. So Cowboys trailing 23-20, 3rd and goal. Dak Prescott hands it off to Zeke, who scores from 3 yards out, capping off an 11-play, 98-yard drive. Cowboys up 27-23.
Thanks, Chris. Penei Sewell will be more excited about that catch than any block that he's made all season.
Yes, that one he's going to remember. He'll probably save the ball, frame that, put it in his man cave.
Vikings out of timeouts. They can still get the ball back with about 15 seconds remaining, depending on what happens over the next few plays. Kevin O'Connell, who spent a little less than a week as a Detroit Lion, played in a preseason game back in 2009 and then was traded to the Jets.
He told us he was the most productive Lions quarterback ever. Handed it off twice, 2 touchdown runs, and then he took a knee.
Wore uniform number 19. Was not a Lion for long. He beat 2 of the teams for 3 today, but his Vikings trail by 8. He can only watch as the clock winds down.
And, you know, there's going to be a lot of talk about the defense and giving up a lot of yards and how Justin Jefferson is one of the greatest wide receivers. All of that is true. But they had a style. The style was, yeah, we're going to give up yards but take the football away. The other style was, yeah, we got Justin Jefferson, but we're going to run the ball. Both of those things didn't happen today.
Lions call timeout. Down to 1:05.
And Lions, I mean, they can't be happier. Everyone was kind of trying to figure out, are they for real? And that was the first question I asked Dan Campbell. Are you for real over the hump? He said, yeah, and look at the playoffs now.
Eagles have clinched the berth with their win over the Giants, 48-22. Minnesota needs a win, clinch the division. Cowboys leading Houston late, 27-23, so they would go to 10-3. A look at the Lions' schedule. 3 out of 4 on the road. At the Jets, at Carolina the next 2 weeks, host Chicago, and then at Green Bay. A win today would give Dan Campbell's club a record of 6-7 following a 1-6 start. No team has ever made the playoffs after the beginning of the season, 1-6. So now a third down stop. So the clock will run down to around 20 seconds.
As they let this go down, there's Justin Jefferson, franchise record receiving yards today. No time to worry about all the losses. They got a short week. They got to kind of regroup and figure out how to get ready for the Colts on Saturday. And there's Dan Campbell.
He's going to call timeout here.
Yep, call timeout.
At least one team with a 6-7 record has made the playoffs each of the last 4 seasons. Welcome those of you who have just joined us. Dan Campbell's Lions have an 8-point lead over the 10-2 Minnesota Vikings with 22 seconds remaining. The Vikings with an opportunity to clinch the NFC North with a win or a tie today. They beat the Lions in the last minute in their first meeting, 28-24, but now it's Detroit with an 8-point lead. Despite 405 yards in the air from Kirk Cousins, Jared Goff with 3 touchdown passes. Big day for DJ Chark. This will be a 49-yard attempt. Badgley from the left hash. And his kick is good. So that will put an exclamation point on this one as the Lions extend to an 11-point lead over the Vikings.
Nice snap, nice hold. Right down the middle. Special teams player of the week. Essentially seals the game. And there's Aiden Hutchinson. Oh, he loves it. He had himself a great game, and Dan Campbell knows exactly how much that field goal meant. And Green Bay, he said, that was our game. That's what got us over the hump. Now that they're over the hump, winning against a 10-2 team, what is that going to do for the confidence of the team, the players, the coaches? You know they feel like they can go out and beat anybody, and I'm with them, right? There's no reason why they should be afraid of any opponent that they're about to go up against.
There's Penei Sewell, made the huge catch to keep that drive alive. We've witnessed 860 yards of offense today. The teams have combined to score on the last 7 possessions. Only 1 punt in the second half, 5 in the game.
Yeah, that would make me throw up if I were still playing.
Says former linebacker Jonathan Vilma. There's Jamison Williams, first career reception and touchdown. That gave the Lions a 7-0 lead. How about that move by Dalvin Cook into the end zone to tie the score? There's DJ Chark, 14-7 Lions at the half. Third touchdown pass for Goff, connected with Reynolds. Adam Thielen, Vikings pull to within 8. There's Justin Jackson diving into the pylon. KJ Osborne. And then Penei Sewell with the biggest offensive play of the day for Detroit. As Cousins fires downfield, deflected and nearly picked off. He was looking for Jalen Reagor.
Sean Elliott, CJ Moore go up, Jalen Reagor. I mean, CJ Moore owes Deshaun Elliott some dinner or something. He had a clear interception, and CJ Moore is the one that knocks it out of his hands.
Lions have scored at least 30, Jonathan, for the 7th time this season. That matches a franchise record. State Farm Game Break coming up next. Thanks to our producer, Fran Morris, and director, Brian Lilly. Associate Director, Caden Pfeiffer. Broadcast Associates, Cody Novak and Jack Siccato. Technical Director, Jared Legrani. Our technical producer, Sid Drexler. And nowhere in sight. Hawkinson lost the football. The X-line. And that will put an end to it. The Lions win for the 5th time in the last 6 games. Vikings will have another opportunity to clinch the division on Saturday. State Farm Game Break coming up. For Jonathan Vilba, Shannon Spink, I'm Kenny Albert. Lions by 11.